Welcome to our Yurtiful Life podcast. In today's episode, we will be giving a life update.
Hey there, Yurties.
Thanks for joining us today. For anyone new here, I'm Keegan.
And I'm Sarah. We've been living a minimal off-grid lifestyle for over 10 years now.
We have a large family and lots of experiences to share.
So let's get to it. Welcome to
Our Yurtiful Life.
Hey friends, so today we are going to be giving a life update because people want to know what has been going on in our Yurtiful life, aside from the brief introduction. So, what's been going on, babe?
Well, first of all, we are a large family, a family of 8 people. I personally support our family through mobile mechanicking. I run a mobile mechanic business. That is our main source of revenue and how we support our family.
And I am a stay-at-home mom, and that means all of the tasks of homeschooling and homesteading and home management, that's my realm and responsibility.
So we split our tasks up, and we kind of have a little rundown here for you.
For those who've been asking, how do you manage things? How do you divvy things up? We kind of wanted to share that with you guys so you get a little bit of an idea into how our life works. So, as I mentioned, I manage the homeschooling and the teaching for the most part. Some days we have a substitute teacher where dad works as the substitute. And with schooling, Keegan does the administrative and governmental paperwork.
And then for business, Sarah does my scheduling. I'm a very poor manager of time and scheduling, so Sarah is very good at that, keeping things on track. And then I also create the hands-on estimates for customers, and obviously do the work itself on the vehicles to completion. So that's how we split the business needs.
As it comes to the podcasting, I am responsible for most of the planning, scripting, creating the ideas for the content of our podcast. And I also do all of the post editing of videos and the audio episodes. And Keegan does the uploading.
I do the uploading. I'm the back end kind of guy, more techie guy. So I will do the uploading, which since we have poor internet connection.
But most of our internet uploading needs have to be done off site. And so Keegan's able to combine it when he has different jobs that take him out. He can combine and prioritize things for that.
And then for our online presence, Sarah does the website content creation and the replying to emails. She's definitely the content creator and the website builder. And I tend to manage more the back end, the security, making sure applications are up to date, making sure we have good firewall in place, those kind of things to keep their website running smoothly.
So when it comes to the homestead, it really is a team effort as well. And with that being said, I do most of the managing, the health and healing of the homestead. That's more my realm. And Keegan, he does the daily chores for the most part, the daily feeding, rations for all the animals, and managing inventory of that sort of thing. And when it comes to milking season, we kind of split it 50-50. If I'm able, I love milking. It's just so relaxing to me. So I love doing it, but I'm not always able to get out and do it every time. So when I can't, Keegan takes over and does the milking. And so with the managing of the animals, that's kind of, we split our tasks there.
Yep. And then for garden, Sarah does a lot of the planning and the gardening, the actual planting. Sometimes I might jump in and help her if I'm available, but usually a lot of that is on her. And then I do help come harvest time. The children have been helping her more actually lately. Come harvest time, we have many hands and they all want to harvest, so that's been helping. And I take care of more of the general grounds, the mowing and lawn care, and trying to keep things down in the summertime, so the garden can stay a garden and not just become part of the lawn.
And so from gardening, the next thing naturally flows into food and preparation and meal planning, and I do the majority of that. The children are definitely learning to cook, which has been a huge blessing and help. And Keegan, when he is home, he does enjoy cooking, and so he does do quite a bit as well. But as far as the meal planning in general, that falls to my shoulders. And then meal or food preservation from the garden, that tends to be a task that falls on me as well. But Keegan does a majority of the grocery shopping for me. With meal planning, I will have my weekly plan and then I make a grocery list, and then Keegan can go. And again, he tends to combine it with one of his jobs or when he's out doing
Right. With
things.
my line of work, I'm on the road anyway when I'm servicing customers, so I finish up a job, and then if the stores are still open, I swing through on my way back home and do grocery shopping, things like that.
So that is really a help for us and a good way that we manage our household. And then regarding chores and things, we have different jurisdictions and areas that we are teaching the children to take responsibility for. And we supervise that, and they help me with cleaning up the house and those things. And Keegan helps occasionally when he's home. But yeah, that basically is how we split up our family's responsibilities. Anything to add to that?
Nope, just giving you guys a general rundown of how we kind of manage our home. We realize that every home's different, but this is how we've come to doing it with 6 children and 2 crazy adults in the home.
We play to each other's strengths, the different things that work better for each of us, and we try to take charge of those areas.
My wife's a really good planner, and she's able to write lists and strategize things. So she keeps us organized and gets things written down and scheduled out. And then I tend to be a doer when I see something. If it's right in front of me, then I can do it.
Keegan is more of an extrovert, so it's easier for him to do some more of the extroverted tasks.
Yep.
And I'm more of an introvert and homebody, and I can just stay at home all the time, and that's happy and fine for me. So, all right. The next thing people were wondering is how are our kids doing? And to clarify, we use nicknames for our children in the public sphere. So these are not our children's legal names, but these are the names that we portray them to the public as. It has been their nickname ever since they were born. And before so, when they were in the womb, we each gave them a nickname.
And we choose to do this for their own just personal protection. As they get older, if they choose they want to make a public profile of their personal life, that's up to them. But we, as their parents, don't want to do that for them prematurely.
So, that being said, when I say their nickname, no, that is not their legal name. Um, I may be a bit hippie, but I'm not quite that hippie. But I guess there was some confusion in the past, so I wanted to clarify. All right, so our oldest, her nickname is Firefly, and she loves reading and quilting. She's also big into cooking and baking, and she is truly one of my right hand, really. She is such a big helper. She loves everything about being a big sister, and she's studying birth and midwifery and loves all things to do with womanhood and children and family life. And she is currently going through her obsession with Little House in the Prairie. And any of you mothers who have daughters into that obsession will understand how that is.
And then our oldest boy, Fire New, is his nickname, and he is heavily into trapping and outdoor survival, as well as cooking. He loves to express himself through art, and that is a variety of ways. And right now, that's been focused on outdoors type activities and learning. And also, the cooking is a really good artistic expression for him through variety and experience.
Yes, he's been experimenting lately with bark tanning, and he's been learning to skin and to flesh out hides. And so that's been a fun experience for us, learning right alongside him how to do some of these things.
Yeah.
Our next son is Firestone, and his major passion is mechanics and cars and fixing things. And he is extremely active and just a little tank of a guy. And he had some health issues earlier this year. We found out that he was anaphylactic to bee or wasp stings. And so that was an adventure as a
Hmm.
parent, but we are very thankful he is still with us and he just keeps going. Nothing stops him.
Yep, he's very focused on vehicles, so that, of course, being my profession, has been right up his avenue. So it's been good. He's usually right there when I'm working on a vehicle. If it's at our home, he wants to be there, and sometimes I can take him on a job. And so he's continuing to learn in that. We'll see where he takes that.
So, our next child is our daughter, Firebean, and she loves all things to do with animals and babies. She is a little bit more of an introvert and likes to be by herself, and she just loves animals more so than any of our other children, I would say. At this point, she is just content to be training the dog or playing with the cat or out sitting by the sheep or whatever it may be. She loves her animals and she also loves babies and everything to do with babies and dollies and dress up. And yeah, she's in that really fun little girly stage right now.
And then our youngest boy is Firebird, and he is into building and everything. He's a little young, so he hasn't necessarily shown a desire to focus on one certain thing, but he's just all boy, loves construction and building things,
Rough,
and
tough tumbles.
yeah, chasing after his older brothers wherever they're going. So
He
he's,
just wants to be doing everything all
yep.
the time and not stop. Though he is our first child to ask to go to bed or to take a nap or just go home because he's done.
Hmm.
And he'll say that, I just want to go to bed. I'm done. And it's like, okay. But yeah, he's a force to be reckoned with. And then baby, her name is Fireflower, and she is at the exploration stage in life where she is walking now, she is learning to talk, and she is just overall precious and cute and wanting to be a part of everything that everyone is doing and just absorbing and taking it all in.
So that moves us into our homesteading updates. This is general updates about the different animals that we homestead. We have 5 dogs currently. Two of them we consider to be our inside dogs. They're more of house guardian dogs and right there with the kids and family throughout the day. And then 3 of them are livestock guardian dogs, LGDs. They live 24/7 with the sheep and goats in the same pen with them, and their job is to protect them, particularly from coyotes, and alert and keep presence to keep predators away.
So when we first moved to this property, there more than once sign of bobcats, and actually caught the bobcat on the game camera. And we do have a lot of predators in this area, and this area particularly used to be well known for its coyote presence. And bringing livestock into an area like that is very dangerous if you don't have protection. So our livestock guardians have done an amazing job keeping the predators at bay, and we have not had any losses since moving here due to major predators with our livestock. And then our inside dogs, one is a border collie, and he really does a good job herding and keeping the animals where they belong and helping with getting the poultry back in when they're out. And also, he just has taken it upon himself to help guard the children, make sure that if they are off playing, he is always with them, checking in and making sure everybody's where they're supposed to be. So he's really been great for that. And then our other dog is a miniature schnauzer, more of a terrier, alert dog, and
He's the alarm system.
he's our alarm system, lets us know if someone's here and things of that nature. So, yeah, we have a really good team of dogs that are for protection. And we also have cats. So, most of our cats are outdoor cats. We do have 3 that are indoor outdoor. One of them is a senior cat that we've had for many years, and then 2 of them are well, one's middle-aged and then one younger cat. We do like to keep one or two indoor cats or indoor outdoor cats just to make sure there is not a rodent presence in the home. But the rest of the cats are barn cats, workshop cats, and they really do a good job of maintaining a lowered rodent population outside for us.
Yeah, they're all active mousers. If we get the opportunity to raise the litter, we make sure the mama trains them and teaches them, and she does from early age to go after mice or whatever she finds.
Rats and all
Sometimes
of that.
squirrels, if that's what they get. So, but yes, so they do a really good job of keeping down any kind of rodent population, which with homesteading is usually part of the territory. You're going to have some kind of rodents around you.
And for our chickens, we raise Cochin chickens for the most part. And we have our main flock is about 20 birds right now.
We raise our chickens predominantly for eggs, and then the meat to us is more of a secondary use when we have extras or if one's starting to get older and slowing down on egg laying. But we do use them for eggs because that flows into ducks. We raise Muscovy ducks predominantly for meat. We almost never harvest their eggs because we want them to hatch and raise their young because we treat them as a meat source.
So right now we have two basic flocks, and both flocks have ducklings that are running pretty much everywhere because the ducklings can find holes around and through and under the fencing that we have.
It's
But
almost impossible to keep the bid unless we did like a dedicated chicken wire or something.
But that being said, they have really decreased the bug and tick population, which is awesome. And the slugs in the garden, they take care of that. And they really don't tend to bother the produce very much, which is really nice.
But as we said, all these ducks are Muscovy breed, and we raise them for meat because they're known to be very fast growing duck breed, and they have very nice dark meat. So we really love their meat. So that's what we raise them for. So they will be dwindling down in population this fall and going into winter. We try to maintain around a flock of
About a dozen total.
dozen or so Muscovies, and they one female can hatch almost 20 something in one brood, and they may have two or even three in one summer. So we get quite a population boom, and then we harvest a lot of that in the fall.
And other animals that we have a few bunnies. We have some Jersey woolies right now that are mostly pets, and we do harvest their fiber, but we do keep a few Jersey woolies around, and we also have a few pet doves that may grow in the future. We would like to possibly expand into pigeons again in the future, but for now, we have a few doves, and one of our sons really takes care of those and loves the doves. We also have a few turkeys currently, but the turkeys are slated for slaughter this fall. We've raised turkeys for several years now, and we've just come to the point where we've decided that it's really not for us. We haven't had a good repopulation rate, and our hen tends to lose a lot of the turkey chicks. We've tried incubating them ourselves and then losing the chicks. And so we've just decided that for this season, I think we're going to take turkeys off of our plate,
Yep.
or put turkeys on our plate
Yeah.
in another
Well, I
way.
figured we have plenty of wild turkeys running around every day. So come turkey season, if we want turkey meat, I can go hunting for it, and it would be a lot less labor intensive than trying to raise our own heritage breeds.
So, getting to the livestock, the major part of our homestead, currently we have 7 sheep. They are various mixed breeds for the most part. We do have a registered Finn Ram. We have 2 registered Soy AUs. We have one Icelandic ewe, and then the rest are a Finn Shetland Icelandic or Finn Shetland Romney mix. So we have quite a variety as far as breeds go, but really our purpose is to find hardy sheep that work for our homestead. So there are 2 sheep that are going to be going in the freezer this fall because they were really not good genetics with mothering. We are selectively breeding for temperament, for wool, for their meat, and also for their parasite resistance. And For us, it's okay if they're not a pure breed, as long as we can start selectively breeding for those traits that we desire. And as well as sheep, we have 7 goats. We have 1 pure Saanen doe, and then we have 2 Nigerian dwarf bucks and 4 Nigerian dwarf does. And I'm excited to get back into milking. Hopefully, we should have a doe going this fall, and having a baby, and then the rest should be coming in the spring.
And to top that off, we have one mini donkey. She's a good girl.
She sure is. Her name's Abigail, and she has been with us for several years now and is just a wonderful pasture pet, but she's also a guard for the animals. She really does follow the herd wherever they go and really is protective specifically of one of the goats who she is convinced is her baby. And we're also in the process of training her to ride. She currently is leading on the lead rope real well and responding to basic commands. So I'm in the process of training her for riding as well.
So that moves us into some major projects we have going on right now. The garden is a big one.
That is an ever going project and probably will be till the day we die.
Yes.
Our current goal is to expand it in the coming year. And we are constantly looking to do projects such as wood chipping and fertilizing it in the fall. Coming up in the next couple weeks, I am going to be replanting the garlic. And this past week, I did plant the fall garden of carrots and kale, cabbage, radish, and lettuce. I guess by the time this podcast comes out, it would have been a few weeks since I did that planting. But that has been a big project lately, is getting the fall garden in. And coming up sometime in October, I'll be planting the garlic.
We're also looking to put in an orchard. We don't have anything in yet, but we have an area marked out that we desire for it to go. We need to do some groundwork with it first, some building up with wood chips, and we have ideas of different kind of trees and how I want to plant them. So eventually, getting an orchard in would be nice for future fruit growth.
Definitely. And that could be hopefully next year, but it might be the next 2 to 3 years. And definitely would like to get some fruit trees on the property. Then we have house projects, and we will dedicate an entire episode in the near future to this very topic. But the big projects on the house would be finishing the foundation, which is currently in good shape and hopefully will be the main restoration of the foundation will be finished before winter this year, which I'm really excited to see, as I'm sure you are too.
Yes, that'll make a big difference. Everything's stable now. It's just a matter of shoring it up and sealing it up so that drafts can't come through for winter time.
Backfilling the gravel and all of that.
Yeah, and good drainage. And then also siding. We have siding to put in on one side of the house needs to be re-sided.
So,
We have it house wrapped, but needs to get sided, and then the rest of the siding is in decent shape, but it does need a good recoating of paint and sealing.
so in the next year or two, hopefully we'll be able to repaint the entire house and do that. But we're not sure if it'll happen this fall. Ideally, this fall we would get the house sided before winter on the front side of the house where there was no wall when we first came.
Yeah, yeah.
So when we first purchased the property, we had to rebuild the front wall. So we do need to side that in the near future. And then a big part of house projects interior is just working on finishing interior walling. Um, Most of the rest of the interior is done. Plumbing is pretty well finished and insulation is pretty much finished. It's just the interior finish boards and all of that, which is a very tedious process to go through. And then setting up the solar, we have a few things left to do to
Yeah,
get that set up.
yeah, we're not running, to be clear, we're not running solar right now. We are running the house off of line power. But my desire is to get our solar setup going. A bigger one than we've had in the past. I already have the supplies, I just need to install them. And then running the house this winter as much as we can off of the solar, seeing how well it holds up. but then we'll still have line power available. So if we need to transfer over to line power on a few really dark days in the wintertime, we can. So kind of stress test the solar system. And if we can get through a winter almost always on solar, if not the whole time, then time to depart from line power and save some cost.
And we also have generator backup already hooked and built into the house. So we do live mostly off grid. We do have line power, but we're hoping in the next year, 6 to 12 months, to totally switch over to the solar setup, which we have. We just have to get fully installed.
Yep.
So that's a big major project. I'm telling you, there's always projects to do in every
Uh-huh.
home, in every life. Another major homesteading project is fencing. Fencing is like an ongoing forever project for us, it seems. We have a smaller pasture that all the animals are on, and we're giving them supplemental feed with hay, leaves, branches, weeds, all of those things, garden produce, etc. But our goal is to have a larger 3 to 5 acre pasture fenced in, which is probably about halfway done at this point,
Yep.
just about there. And we need to get more fencing supplies to be able to finish that project as
So
well.
as finances and time allow, we buy the fencing supplies, and then when I have the time, I'm pounding in the fencing and putting that in. So we are using T-post and welded wire fencing, 2 inch by 4 inch. That works pretty well with us. So we're just buying that as we go and trying to get that enclosed in.
Also, finding secondhand deals on field fencing or 4x4 fencing,
Yep.
whatever we can find. But we will go into fencing in a future episode as well, as that has been a requested topic.
Yep.
Another homestead project has been working on our milk shed air tool shed shop, and we finally got the frame structure up, and now it's again time, finances to get the rest of the supplies to do the siding on it. But once it's sided, then that will be done for phase one this winter, and we'll put the milk sheds and the milk stands in that shed, and it's like a mini barn thing, but it would be for the food, animal feed can get put out there, all of the barn tools, etc., gardening stuff. So that'll be nice to move it out of the house and into the barn, as we're
Mm-hmm.
calling it.
So winter, winter is coming. Winter is coming up fast for us here. So winter preps are sourcing of firewood and sourcing of coal. So I last winter started to burn anthracite coal, for anybody who knows what that word is, which I found to be a very good heat source, but it's not as easy to get a hold of these days as maybe it used to be in the past. But for the really cold months, middle of winter, it puts out a really good heat compared to firewood, and it's just a rock, so it's a lot less finicky than needing to have pre-seasoned firewood. So we want to do both. We want to still burn firewood, but also I'm trying to get good sources of coal, and if I can, get it in advance so we're ready to go.
And also working on sourcing, always looking for better sources of hay and animal feed and things of that nature is just ongoing, always trying to find the best deals that we can and minimize costs on the homestead where we can. So that's a general overview of life.
Yep,
Life is
projects as they are
busy.
now.
There
Yep.
is always projects to do. Um, in the house, I'm always busy working on things between school and homestead management, house management, the garden, and in my free time, if I have any, I love quilting. I weave and do other handicraft projects is just relaxing and fun for me. So, we are just a very very busy family, and we take time to rest, refresh, and recharge every week. We take 1 day a week to recharge and rest as a family. And we'll talk more about that again in a future episode dedicated to recharging and recreation as a large family.
So you might be asking, we've had some people in the past email us or ask, how can I help? I want to help you guys and be a part of what you're doing. So some outlets, the biggest way you can help is to listen, by listening to these podcasts.
Listen and learn something and just share encouragement with other people. Realize that you are to live your own Yurtiful life, and what that means for you is different from someone else. We just really want to inspire hope in people and encourage people along their journey where you're at. So, the biggest thing you can do is listen, take something away, and encourage someone else. Pay it forward, pass it along. Just share encouragement and hope and inspire someone else in their life. But if you do feel led that you would like to financially help or to give to the ministry that we're doing here, then there are links on the website, PayPal donation links, so which is safe and secure. We also do have an Amazon wish list linked there, which is just things that we could use on the homestead. We also, if you would like to buy something for yourself, there's links on the website to our merch store through Teespring. We get a very small commission through that, but it's a way that you can encourage yourself and inspire yourself with Yurtiful Life merchandise if that's something you so desire. But really, our biggest thing is please just continue to listen and share and encourage others along your Yurtiful journey as they discover their own Yurtiful life as well. So, anything you'd like to add with everything we've talked about?
Nope. Again, our website is ouryurtifullife.com, and you can find more info there.
All right. Well, we should probably wrap this up. This has gone a bit long for a podcast, but we really did want to just give a full update for you guys so you can have an idea of how do we manage our home, where are the kids at in life, and what big projects are we working on right now. So,
So,
time to wrap it up.
yep. So if you would, please like, share, subscribe, and join our email list.
And don't forget, go out
Dream big
and discover your own Yurtiful life.